Hey everybody, this is Jaime.Phillips with the Johnson Group by EXP here in beautiful Richmond Hill, outside the Savannah area. For those of you that are scrolling, if you're not interested in real estate or you don't care about it, just keep on scrolling. We'll forgive you for your lack of interest. But the rest of you may stay and learn something new today. Today I have my good friend here, Jessica Ochoa, which is one of my lender partners. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
And we're going to be talking about a subject that everybody goes crazy about it with it, especially in real estate. And this is credit scores. Without that, you got nothing. Okay, so let me start with saying this. The laws of survival, word in the wild, says that the first thing that you need to survive is find water and you need to find shelter. That's if we were living out in the woods, right? But we live in an urban society, so the law hasn't changed. It's pretty much the same. But instead of water, you need to find money and shelter. And you cannot do that without credit. Some of you need to learn how to take care of your credit. You need to love your credit. So picture this. Credit is a little puppy. That is your puppy. You love your puppy. You give him food, you pet him, and you help it grow into a dog, and that is your dog, and you love it to death. That's how you treat your credit. Some of you, actually a lot of you, are treating your credit like it's the old grandfather that is super grumpy and you cannot stand anymore, and you shove the poor man into a home, and then you ended up paying the price for that, because even though he's not living with you, bugging you and telling you how much of a you are, you're still paying for it. That's the same with credit, so take care of it. So with that said, we're gonna break it down into the four major loan products that are out there, which is VA, FHA, conventional, and USDA. So we're gonna start with VA. All right, Jessica, tell us about VA. What is the credit score that we need for this? What's the minimum?
All right, so our minimum credit score for VA is going to be a 580. 580 is going to be the basic minimum. If your scores are lower, there's always, some extenuating circumstances, something like that we can make exceptions for. But on the books, it's going to be 580 on a VA loan.
Okay, you all got it? 580, okay? It's not 700. I get a lot of you asking me that all the time. 580. She said it. She's right. Now, let's talk about the other popular product, which is FHA. So what is the lower thing for FHA?
FHA is actually a lot easier now. FHA, the minimum credit score is only a 500. So with a 500 score, you could possibly qualify for FHA. There's obviously other things that we look at, but 500 will get you in the range for FHA loan now.
That is low.
Yeah.
You heard that?
That's within the last couple of months. Yeah, 500.
Okay. Super good, right? Trust me, there's always a catch to everything. All right. So conventional. Let's talk about conventional. What do we have? What's the minimum?
So conventional loans, the minimum credit score is going to be a 600 on those. Conventional minimum 600 on the books, and they are a little bit more strict on rate on the sliding scale for lower credit to higher credit on a conventional loan. So with high credit, you're going to get a really good rate. Lower rate on conventional, a little bit less, better rate on that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, I want to throw a monkey wrench here, a little add-on to this, because I get this question a lot. On a conventional loan, do you have to put down 20%?
We get that question a lot too. No, you do not need 20% down. There's actually conventional programs with as low as 3% down. So you can get 3% for a conventional loan and still be okay.
So now that you know that, stop arguing that with me. Some of you like to argue this all the time. All right, there you have it, from the lender. All right, so the last one, and this should be probably one of the easiest ones. USDA, what is it?
So for USDA, the minimum score is going to be a 620. That is a USDA minimum. That's not a lender requirement. That's strictly from USDA. So 620 on a USDA loan.
All right, so now you all know what the scores are. All right, I'm not gonna repeat them because I like to believe that everybody's smart and you guys took notes or save the video, whatever. Now, here's the next question. Let's use VA for an example, right? And humor me here.
Okay.
So if I have a, what is it, 580?
580. Yeah.
580 is my score. How much of a house can I afford with that?
That is a very common question. I cannot tell you how much you can afford just based on your credit score.
Correct.
The main things that we're going to look at is going to be your income. It's going to be the biggest determinant value of how much you can afford monthly. Other than that, we're also looking at your other monthly debts. So once we know what your monthly income is, we know what your total other monthly debts are, then we can see how much you have left available to pay on a mortgage payment.
So from your experience, somebody with a 580, usually, I don't know how we're looking about that debt ratio.
So usually, if you have a 580 score, it's because you got some issues with your credit. A lot of times that you've got more debt than somebody with a higher score. So if you've got more debt out there, you've got a lower credit score, then your purchase power may be lower than somebody who has a 780 score.
That is the catch, my friends. Just because on paper it says 580, it doesn't mean that you qualify per se. Okay, that's just one part of the whole puzzle that we're putting together here, so you can buy a house. So what I'm trying to say here, and this is the part where I sound again like I'm screaming a little bit at you. Listen, you have to take care of your credit. You cannot buy a house with bad credit scores. Okay, when we see, granted, all these lenders will put their limits to how low you can go. But when you have credits that low, it's obviously that you have a lot of debt. Normal people that doesn't have debt, the credit scores will be upper 700s to 800s. That should be where you want to be. Okay, so now that you know this, how do we treat our credit like? A puppy. You agree?
I agree.
Okay, so let's feed those puppies and be nice to your grandpa, please. Don't put him in a home. That was just an example. Don't be weird about that. Don't say that I told you to.
Jamie told you to do it.
No, I did not. That's a thing star. Haven't you seen the internet lately? Okay, with that said, thank you, Jessica, so much for the information. And to all of you, please subscribe to the channel and you'll have a great day. God bless you. Bye.